What's going on, guys? I'm your host Francis Beau here to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on anything going on in the world of entertainment. And today we're going to be doing a spoilers review for Avengers Infinity War. I'm going to say that again. This is a spoilers review for Avengers Infinity War. So if you have not seen Avengers Infinity War, I would recommend not watching this video. I did a non-spoiler review earlier today. So we're just going to jump right into the spoilers because there's a lot to discuss in terms of spoilers. So you've been warned. Here we go. So the first thing that we're going to talk about right off the bat is the team-ups. I want to talk about certain team-ups that I really enjoyed a lot. The first one that I really enjoyed was Iron Man and Doctor Strange teaming up. I thought that was a great pair-up. I thought they both worked very, very well with each other. Both have similar personalities, so they played off very, very well with each other. I just thought they did a great job. I think RDJ and Benedict Cumberbatch played off very, very well with one another. And I really liked how Doctor Strange was involved in the film in general. I just, besides him teaming up with Iron Man, I was very surprised how much screen time Doctor Strange got. You'll understand why. You understand why. Towards the end of the film, but I was very, kind of shocked to see how much time Doctor Strange got. So, but no, I really like the team up of Iron Man and Doctor Strange. But no team up compares. I mean, even compares. In my opinion, the best team up of the entire movie was Thor and the Guardians, particularly Thor with Rocket and Groot. That was the best pair up in the entire movie. The comedy worked so well with those characters, and it was hilarious when they met up for the first time with Thor and the Guardians. Thor was acting, like a big god character, while the Guardians just feel super small. Star-Lord just trying to impersonate Thor. It was hilarious. Like, the entire scene was just absolutely hilarious. And Thor and Rocket working together was great. I was actually more intrigued about Thor's story. I know a lot of people were not that impressed with Thor's side of the story in Infinity War. But I was actually more intrigued about his story than the other stories, to be honest. And I was actually kind of hoping we'd see more of that, but it was more focused on the Iron Man side of the story, which is understandable, but I was really hoping to see more of Thor's story in Infinity War. We get to see him a lot, especially towards the beginning, and I think that also he was also in towards the end when he got his axe, which is called the Stormbreaker. The whole fight in Wakanda with him was epic. I thought that was a really cool battle. Alright, the other thing also I want to talk about was Thanos. There are a few things with Thanos that I really want to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is the backstory of Thanos, how Thanos and Gamora met. Gamora was like a little kid, and apparently this is on her home planet. And apparently Thanos took her in as his daughter, because at first he views her as a fearless warrior, and he teaches her, how to be how she will become. And of course, he gets a connection with her, and now especially when we get to that the whole soul stone thing, you really get to see that Thanos actually cares for Gamora. It's not like Thanos puts her down. If Thanos puts down anybody, it's Nebula. Thanos can really give a crap about Nebula, but Thanos really does have a soft side for Gamora. So it was really nice to see that. Thanos, is not just a big hulking villain. He's just, he has his soft sides. And speaking of hulking, let's talk about Hulk versus Thanos. Oh my God, in my opinion, that was probably my favorite fight of the entire film. I thought that was brutal, just seeing Hulk. Thanos had moves when he was fighting Hulk. It was kind of like UFC or like WWE type of wrestling. No, it was UFC. It was more like UFC type fighting right there. The way that Thanos was just throwing him types of combinations. I was like, pretty interesting. It's like a boxing match right there. Hulk just got his butt whooped. So I thought that was a great fight. I was very, very happy with that. The other thing that I also really liked was Captain America's entrance, like the introduction of Captain America. My whole theater reacted to it. From what I saw, all the theaters reacted to when Captain America came out. It was a great entrance. You have the Avengers score in the background when you have him coming out of the shadow. You saw it in the trailer, like the little shadow thing. But it was a lot better and more epic in context. And it was really grand entrance for Captain America. Captain America in the movie, I mean, he had the least amount of screen time, I would say. He has some moments there and there, but he's not really there all that much. He's around. So, and we don't get to see Captain America or Tony or Iron Man interact at all, which shocked me. But in Avengers 4, they probably, you know, um, interact with one another. As my screen goes off for a second. Um, but um, the other thing I want to talk about is the Red Skull reveal. That was a huge shocker. I had no clue that Red Skull was going to be in the movie at all. That was a great reveal. And I don't know if I said it in my non-spoiler review, but I said that some of the surprises were handled kind of like Last Jedi type of way, like the way that like how like Yoda was revealed in the Last Jedi. It's very similar when they reveal Red Skull. Um, I was very shocked. I was very, very shocked. I thought we were going to get like a brand new villain or something else. But no, it's Red Skull. And I thought that was really cool. It's not Hugo Weaving. It's a different actor playing him. It sounds very, very similar to Hugo Weaving, but it's not Hugo Weaving. But it was still cool to see Red Skull there. It was pretty cool to see him. Now let's talk about, of course, the thing that everyone's probably going to be talking about for a year is the ending. So Thanos gets all the stones. We're not going to get to the Mind Stone yet because that's the one that I think everyone's going to talk about the most. The one that I want to talk about is how Thanos obtains the Time Stone and how Doctor Strange reacts to it. So Doctor Strange he uses the Time Stone and looks into the future and sees multiple different ways, different outcomes where the Avengers come on top. And he finds one outcome where they do come on top. And during a fight with Thanos, Thanos stabs Tony Stark, and he's basically almost about to die. And to spare Tony's life, Doctor Strange gives up the Time Stone. And as you guys see as the story progresses, Thanos obtains all the Infinity Stones. And like they say in the trailer, if he snaps his fingers, half the universe will cease to exist. He snaps his fingers, and we'll get to all those character depths in a little bit. But before Doctor Strange dies, he says to Tony, "I'm sorry, Tony. This is the only way." And the minute he said that, I thought right there that okay, that they're going to be fine, because I think Doctor Strange knows that this is the path that leads them to getting on top. So I don't think that they're on the wrong path. I think that this is the way that they're supposed to go, and I think that Doctor Strange is just doing what is needed to do to get to that place. So I think Doctor Strange is very self-aware. I think that he knew that he had to give up the Time Stone. He knew he had to do certain things to get to, where they're going to get to. So I think that what the path that they're on right now is the way that they end up coming on top. So, yeah, that's what I gathered from that little scene. And that little scene, I think, is what's going to be is going to be a big story for Avengers 4. Is how this path leads to them getting on top. That's or to the top. So yeah. Now let's talk about those depths. Let me talk about the ones that we know for a fact are dead. Like the ones that are confirmed they're not going to come back, dead. And what I mean by confirmed dead is before Thanos snaps his fingers. Any death that happens before Thanos snaps his fingers are confirmed deaths. These are deaths that are confirmed and that they are staying dead. So let's talk about those. First one that got killed right off the bat in the movie was Loki, and we all saw it coming. I mean, it was a very easy pick for Loki to die. Also, Heimdall, Idris Elba's character, he also died as well. So those two died in the first 4 minutes in the movie. So yeah, they died. It was sad. It was sad to see Loki die. I saw it coming. So, so we saw that. Another one that I kind of saw coming was Vision. Vision died as well because of he has the Mind Stone in his head, so of course Thanos was going to get it. He gets killed twice because Scarlet Witch, she's the only one that can get the Mind Stone out of Vision's head, so she gets it out of his head. Not Thanos. Vision blows up, and she destroys the Mind Stone, and of course Thanos has the Time Stone, so he reverses back time, and then he gets Vision. With the stone still intact, rips it out of his forehead, and Vision dies. So Vision dies, and also I believe they also said the Collector dies. I don't know if they confirmed it, but I think it was mentioned, or they were alluding to the fact that the Collector died. I'm not sure. Someone confirmed with me on that one. But the one we know for sure is dead, and it was a sad death. In my opinion, this was the saddest confirmed death that we saw, and that was Gamora. I had an idea that a Guardian was gonna die. I just didn't. My bets were not on Gamora. If anybody, I was betting on Drax, because Drax, has this whole backstory with Thanos. Thanos killing his family, and Drax wanting revenge on Thanos. I thought that's the path they were gonna go on, and they were gonna kill off Drax. But no, they went for Gamora, and I think that's going to play out very well with Volume 3. We're going to see Star-Lord maybe not be as comedic as he used to be. He's probably going to become more serious. And, so I'm very intrigued to see what they do with Volume 3 now that Gamora is gone. So, those are the confirmed deaths. I'm going to say them again. Loki, Himdall, Idris Elba's character, I'm sorry, I can't say his name. Gamora, Vision, and the Collector. These were the confirmed deaths. I can't say deaths. There we go. Sorry. My lip's not working right now. Or my tongue, sorry. Now let's talk about the temporary deaths. That's what I like to call it. The temporary deaths. The ones that we know are not actually dead. They're just dead for now. The ones that are temporarily dead are Black Panther, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's temporary, when he was fading away, that one was pretty emotional. Out of all the deaths that happened, I think that, in my personal opinion, I think Gamora's was more emotional than Spider-Man's, but Spider-Man's was also still a little emotional. Anyways, there was also Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis, Groot, Doctor Strange, Winter Soldier, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, and at the after credits scene, Nick Fury and Maria Hill. So these are the temporary deaths that happened, and we know for a fact they're not going to stay dead. They're going to come back for Avengers 4. Somehow they're going to come back because you can't kill off all those characters. They're just temporarily dead. That's just how I view it. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons why I gotta be honest with you guys, I did not like the ending. I think that, personally speaking, the ending was kind of cheesy because, the minute that I saw T'Challa, fade away, that's when I realized that everyone's gonna be fine. The minute that you saw Black Panther fade away, you know for a fact that these characters are gonna come back. So I feel like that was just kind of a meh. I thought that maybe when Thanos snapped his fingers, the minute that he snapped his fingers, I feel like that's where the movie should have ended. I think that would have been a perfect ending. The minute that he snaps his fingers and it's cutting to white, I think that would have been a perfect ending. The minute he snapped his fingers, boom, and then we just think, we all then can sit there and think, what just happened? What's going to happen? What happens now that he snapped his fingers? What's going to happen? That I think would have been a cooler thing to do, and then save that temporary deaths thing for the beginning of the movie. So, I just think that Infinity War, I think that leaving it at the end here, I just think that it's honestly it's bad for if you leave it here or even do it at the beginning of Avengers 4, because either way we know they're coming back. So I just don't personally know why they had to do it. I get it. It's to get some emotion out of us and seeing some of our characters fade away. But I don't know. I just feel like that was kind of a cheesy way to end the film. But anyways, the ones that are still alive are the original Avengers. The original Avengers, the ones from 2012, the 2012 Avengers, all of them are still alive. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, and Black Widow. And there are also some Guardians that are still alive. We have Nebula and Rocket, and also War Machine is still alive, and Umbaku and Okai. I can't even say her name. The two other characters from Black Panther, they're still alive. So, yeah, those are the people who are still alive. I don't know why they're still alive. I think he said Thanos said that when he snaps his fingers, half the universe will be destroyed, or half the universe will be gone. So I don't know if they are the remaining half. I have no clue. But yeah, now there are a few unknowns, a few people that we don't know that are have faded away or still around. For instance, Ant-Man and Hawkeye, they weren't in the movie at all. They were mentioned. Apparently, they're in house security arrest, which I think is pretty stupid. You have like this giant award going on, and you're on house arrest. I mean, come on. Yeah. So we don't know if they faded away or if they're gonna be around. I'm pretty sure Hawkeye's gonna be around, because you're gonna have to complete that. The original roster of Avengers. I feel like Avengers 4 is going to be centered around the original Avengers. I feel like that's what they're leading towards. We don't know if Wasp is still alive. We also don't know if Shuri is still alive. Shuri was in Infinity War, but I don't think we had confirmation that if she was still alive. So, if she is still alive, someone let me know because I didn't catch that if she is still alive. Now, the other three, I'm very interested to see if they're still alive, is Valkyrie and Korg. Those are the first two I want to talk about. Valkyrie and Korg. Because Thor mentions on the Guardian ship that Thanos eliminated half of Asgard, which means that Thanos eliminated half of the Asgardians on the ship. And that means the other half is somewhere else. So I assume that Valkyrie and Korg are on that ship. Or on that other half somewhere. So if they're still alive, again, this whole half of the universe thing, it doesn't just happen here on Earth. It must happen everywhere. So I don't know if one of those two are going to fade away, but we'll see. And the one that I'm very curious to see is Pepper Potts, because Pepper Potts she was in the beginning of the movie for a little bit, and of course, so many other characters that we got to introduce and team up. So of course, Pepper Potts is not going to be in there, in the middle or the end. But she was in there in a little bit in the beginning, and I'm very interested to see if she fades away, or maybe if she is still around. Who knows? We will have to wait till Avengers 4 to figure all this stuff out. But overall, guys, Avengers Infinity War, like I said, I had a fun time watching it. I didn't love it. I think like certain things, like for instance. Like I said, I thought the ending was kind of cheesy. I feel like it was, it's obvious that everyone is not dead. Only certain people are dead. Like I said, the people before Thanos snapped his fingers are dead. But anybody afterwards, when he snaps his fingers, we know for a fact are not dead. So that whole montage of seeing everybody fade away, I feel like was just, So, It got me when Spider-Man was fading away. That part was a little emotional, but all the other ones I was just like, okay, I'll see you guys at the end of Avengers 4 or something. So I still had a fun time though. I'm not putting this film on the pedestal as the greatest movie of all time or the greatest Marvel movie ever. I am not putting that movie on that pedestal. Even after thinking about it for like 24 hours. My screen keeps going out. I'm not putting it on that pedestal just yet. I need to think about it a little bit more because people are calling it like the greatest movie of all time, the greatest comic book movie of all time. It's a masterpiece. They're just putting it a little bit putting it on a very, very high pedestal. And I don't know if I'm gonna put it on there just yet or ever. But yeah, still a fun movie. Really enjoyed it. And I'm very curious to see what they're going to do for Avengers 4. And, also the post-credit scene is a Captain Marvel tease, which I knew that Captain Marvel was going to be in the movie somewhere. I just didn't know where. And I guess it wasn't a post-credit scene. So Nick Fury, before he fades away, he gets like this little device, presses a button, He fades away, the camera pans to the device, and then we see the Captain Marvel logos indicating that Captain Marvel is on her way. Um, yeah, that is it for my spoiler review for Avengers Infinity War. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything that I missed, let me know in the comment section below. I might do more videos on Infinity War later. Yeah, that's it for my spoiler review for Avengers Infinity War. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, as we end these videos, Beau out. See you next time. Peace.